I guess I wasn't live. Isn't that interesting? Anyhow, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Santos here. Santos Jr., the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist. 30 to 45 minutes here of mind optimization. We're going to do our best to find something on this broadcast, a solution of some kind, an answer, a plan, uh, a question, a stick of dynamite, if you will, so we can blow something up. Shout out to Facebook. There might be one or two people watching. Again, we're going to be here 30 to 40 minutes. We're going to go by. It's going to go by very quick. I got a proverb. I have a proverb for the day, and I definitely would enjoy interacting with those of you that want to interact with me. Again, time is going to go by very quickly. 30 to 40 minutes goes by very quickly. Maybe you have something better to do here. If you do, you can go somewhere else, watch another program. Again, why are we here? We're here to seek solution. We're here to make sure that we don't get sidetracked. All right. Just because the United States is being weakened right now, we don't need to get sidetracked. That's why we're here. 30 to 45 minutes. So ask your question, interact with me. By the way, gambling is a lie. Gambling is a lie. Sometimes forget to say that on my broadcast. So welcome, Jim. I see Jim's here. Let me turn down the music a little bit. Jim's here. There's a couple of other people. I see we've got, I don't know, maybe by way of Facebook. I'm not too sure. Sometimes people show up, our guests show up late on the broadcast here. What is up, Jim? How is Tucson, Arizona? I am going through some wonderful experiences in life, something that is really, really very interesting to me. Anyways, we're all probably going through something very, very interesting, aren't we? Gabino Barrera, welcome. Gambling is a lie. Asking for help, is it humiliating? Is asking for help humiliating? It could be. It depends on the kind of mind frame that you have, right? Your lifestyle, how you grew up, what's in the background. So it could be a form of humiliation, or it could be a form of, reaching for success, right? You're asking for help. In order to succeed, I believe it was Coach Travis Brady. He said at one of his quotes, he said, those that fail the most, or those that fail the most, achieve more or achieve the most. So if you're failing a lot, you're getting set up to achieve a lot then. Jesse, welcome. Gabino Barrera, I feel like you let me down. I feel like you let me down, Santos. I feel like I let you down. Well, how did I let you down? Talk to me if you feel like I let you down. Let's discuss this, man. I'm not trying to, but unfortunately, because I'm a human being, I do let people down. And that is true, Yeah, but you got to be strong enough to admit it. Hey, if I let you down in some way, let's talk about it, right? But let's not try to make somebody feel really so rotten that they don't want to talk about the thing. Does that make sense? Sometimes we end up in conversations with people and they want to dominate the conversation so much that you end up confused, you end up nervous, you end up, WTF, what just happened here? So we want to avoid those kind of interactions as much as possible. So I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'm into fixing stuff. So Gabino Barrera, if you want to talk to me about it, you're welcome to shoot me an email right there. We can set up a time and we can talk about it, man, if it's really bad. Again, I'm not here to but do I let people down? Do I make mistakes? Of course. You know how many people have let me down? People have made mistakes. So, that's just the way it is. But we got to get out of that frame of mind. We can't think that way, right? Just because I'm a sinner, that doesn't give me the rights to just be out sinning. sinning. Yeah, I'm a sinner, but I need to get my act together. I want to read a proverb too here in just a minute before we get into the broadcast. Before I see if we got some questions or something that we can learn from. Santos, you never care about no one on this broadcast. Oh, okay. Is that what it's about? That sounds familiar to me. That sounds really familiar, that I don't care about people on this broadcast. Well, ask other followers. Ask other people. They could tell you whether I don't care or whether I do care. I don't know what's going on with you, Gabino Barrera, but it sounds like you're going through something real difficult. Honestly, you do got to get your act together. Man, I've been trying to get my act together for the last 54 years, man. What is it, man? You know, am I going through some difficulties in life? Yeah, I'm going through some difficulties, but I'm not here to talk about my difficulties. I'm here to warn, and I'm here to share that you must not get sidetracked. There's a lot of things happening in the world today, a lot of things online, within families, within business. You cannot afford to be sidetracked. And we got to be careful on this live interactive broadcast, because I will not be sidetracked either. So, yeah. Okay, but yeah, that's the truth, man. I got to get my act together. I fail. I do all kinds of stuff. Yes, but you know, one thing I do is I make sure that I keep myself free to help you on the other side, as an example. You see, I could have fallen back into my old ways many times over the last few months. I've been triggered. I've been prodded. I've been jabbed. I've been pushed in many different ways. And one thing that I didn't do is I stayed faithful to my mission. I've stayed faithful to my cause, because I know that there are many around the world today committing suicide. They've lost lots and lots of money. They've lost business. They've lost family members. They've even lost their own minds. There's people that have actually lost their minds because of problem gambling, or gambling of some form. They were gambling with something that they shouldn't have been gambling. Maybe it could have been a drug, you know, too much of a drug, whatever it might be, or too much alcohol. Anyhow, I want to thank the guests that are here, those of you on Facebook, and I got to get into this here. If you have a question, ask me. If you have a question, I have a proverb that I want to read here, Galatians chapter 3, verse 28, 27, and 29. This is very assuring, because there's some difficult times right now we're all going through. There's a lot of uncertainties on and within the United States. But here's what the proverb reads. It says, "For as many of you as have been baptized into Christ have put on Christ. There is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. And if ye be in Christ, and if ye be Christ's, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise." These are the individuals that live by faith. Abraham's seed, according to the Proverbs. They are the seed of faith. Faith. They live by faith. They don't live by what they see. They live by faith. So that's a very assuring verse to me. I enjoy that. Let's get into this. We're talking about not getting sidetracked. The master's in control. All right. Do I need to block Gabino Barrera today? I mean, what is going on, brother? Did you work out too hard? Did you lose too much money on gambling sometime? What's going on, man? What's wrong? Because if you keep being negative on my live feed, I'm going to block you. You know, I'm not here to please people. If that's what you're looking for, because that's what most people are looking for, right? They want to please people. I'm not here to please people, man. I'm here to share I'm here to encourage a little bit. We're all going through shit. Gabino, you're not the only one going through shit. I'm going through shit. Jim is, and I'm sure there are many others that are going through shit. So let's take 30, 40 minutes to fix, right? Let's fix. Let's not point fingers and try to, we're kind of moving into something called narcissistic behavior there. And I don't want to go there. Don't want to go there. Yeah, you're right, Jim. You're right, Jim. You're right. I've been actually, I've had trolls on most of my live feeds. Unfortunately, they're out there. The trolls, the bullies. They're trying to knock me off the airwaves. They're trying to belittle me and do all kinds of shit to me, which is really not working. It's not working. They're just exposing themselves for who they really are. They could be, I don't know who they are. I can tell you right now, they're potential family members that are just trying to bring me down. And that's the sad thing about it. It is what it is. But yeah, one more negative comment from this guy, and you're done. You're done. So I'll give you the chance. Anyways, yeah, one thing that we don't want to do is get sidetracked. And that's one of the reasons why, like I said, we're going to be here for about 30 minutes or so, 35, 45 minutes. And I'm here to just warn you, there's a lot of things coming. Listen, I've been 54 years in this world, and I've never experienced what I've been experiencing lately. And I don't want to point a finger, but I think a lot of you that are watching this broadcast, you know what I'm talking about. It's all over. It's all over. And being a veteran, a military veteran, I was watching a little bit of the news, and I was just thinking about what's being said about the United States. What's going on at our borders. Now we've got all this stuff that's backing up overseas. And we don't know the consequences of all this, but we do know that we have to stay focused. You and I must stay focused. Number two, what I want to share with you is this. If you work in your mindset, if you've got momentum going on, maybe you started last week, maybe you started today, keep your momentum. Keep your momentum to keep your mindset, because your mindset is not going to change that quickly. You got to get momentum going, right? Repetition, like Anthony Robbins talks about, Dean Graziosi talks about, Les Brown. Repetition, doing things over and over and over until it sinks into the 95% of your brain. So, unfortunately, I have to yeah, sometimes the bad. Hey, Rich, welcome to the broadcast, man. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, sometimes the bad people's actions really need to be allowed to happen so the American people can really see how bad the leadership they voted in are. Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs right now for the entire United States. But the truth about it is you can't really blame Biden, though. You really can't. He's just the man in the office. He's basically being controlled. And there's just a lot more, even before Trump was in office, this has just been an escalation of many, many years. And leadership in the United States is being weakened because of pride. The United States, that's what happens. In fact, the proverb says that pride comes before the fall. So you can become so proud to the point where you just ignore everything around you. And what happens? You end up falling. Pride comes, then the fall. You can be sure, and there's a difference between having pride. Like I have pride, you have pride, right? There's good pride, and then there's that pride that, you know what? I don't need help. I don't need anybody. I can do this on my own. You know what? I'm in control. this is the way it is. That's a horrible pride. And that comes before the fall. There's no humility in that. Yeah, that's who's pulling the strings. Is the people that have the money. Jim, you know that. They that have the money, right? You know, they build bunkers underground. They've got water. They've got train systems. They've got water supply. They've got food. Hey, when the plumbing backs up, they're going to go underground. But what people don't realize is that even underground, they're going to be found. Because you can only last so long underground. Maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months. You're going to be found out. When he comes for you, there's no stopping. The industrial war machine will be completely done and over with. So these are things, these are important topics that we're talking about here. But what's more important is the mindset. What's more important is the momentum, right? The momentum that you are creating. Hopefully we're creating some momentum on this broadcast for you. That's what you have to guard. You have to guard that momentum, right? Because the momentum will create focus. The momentum will create behavior. When you really work over your subconscious will automatically spill over into your behavior. You want to stop gambling? By the way, gambling is a lie. Do you want to stop gambling? Do you want to stop gambling? If you want to stop gambling, you have to get inside your head. You got to get in there. Alcoholism. You want to stop the alcoholism? You got to get inside here. You got to find a way to get inside. However you do it, you got to find a way to do it. Earlier, we talked about being sidetracked. One of the reasons why I'm on this broadcast. Don't allow yourself to be sidetracked. The news, the music, the pleasurable things, the smoke and the drink and the partying, the gambling, the arguments, right? The arguments with people that go nowhere. Have you ever gotten into like one or two arguments that they just go nowhere? It's like, why are we doing this? Right? It has to stop. That madness, it has to stop. Yeah. So, yeah, please help. Exactly. Well, we've got a few. I'm grateful for those of you that are watching. I don't know if they're coming I can't respond if they're coming through Facebook, but I do want to send out a shout out to those of you that are watching. I am live on YouTube here. We are taking questions. We're about 18 minutes into the program. And I'm going to play just a little bit of music here and have a sip of my Malta. You know what Malta is? It's a malt beverage, but it's non-alcoholic. Of course, I drink beer once in a while too, but this tastes like molasses anyways. It's pretty good cold. You don't want to drink it warm. And one more thing that I'm going to mention here I'm going to mention this at the end of the program. Something that's going to help energize your mind-mouth power congruency, okay? You already know what it is. I'm just going to remind you. So hang around to the end of the program, another 10, 12 minutes, and I'm going to give you my secret. One of them. Tell you, sometimes life is just, isn't it? Life can be so brutal sometimes. Hey, there's K6. Welcome to the live broadcast. Amigo. Yeah. Yep. Anybody have a question for Santos about gambling? By the way, gambling is a lie. Gambling is a lie. Santos, how do you know that? How do you know that gambling is a lie? Can you prove to me that gambling's a lie? Well, I can't prove it to you, but I can tell you that it's a lie because of what I've experienced in my life. I can tell you from my perspective, it's a lie. How do you want to see it? I'm going to keep saying it like it is. Gambling is, in fact, in one of my videos, I think it has 173,000 views. I think it does. 170,000 views. I said the title of it was Gambling is a Big Fat Lie. I might have changed that though. Is life relative? Is life relative, and is it okay to compare our situations with others, or should we? Oh, I'm glad that you brought this up, Jim. We never, one thing that there's people out there that will compare you with somebody else. Man, that is the worst fucking thing that you can do to somebody, is compare you with another. If you're a male, right? Never mind female. You don't want to be compared to a female, but I mean, that happens too. It's the worst thing that you can do to another human being is compare that person with another person. And then tell that person that this other person's better than you. Those are killing words, man. You don't do that. And we should not compare our situations either with others, because, what I'm going through is very personal. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, and nobody needs to know. I mean, some people might know what I'm going through. Some might have an idea of what I'm going through, possibly. But, the thing is, what mindset do you have while you're going through your shit, man? You know what I'm saying? When you're in the swamp, what kind of a mindset? Most people are waiting to get jacked up to change their mindset. Do you change when is the right time to change? During or before? Right? It's really hard to get your act together when you're in the swamp. It's really hard. You can't, it's difficult. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. What you want to do is you want to prepare now before these things, what is it that you need to build in your life? What character development? What is it that you're lacking? Are you lacking patience? Are you lacking the ability to work with numbers? Are you lacking the ability to work with people? Are you having trust issues? We have to fix these things before we end up in the swamp. Or at least begin the momentum, right? Remember I said earlier, focus on the momentum. That's what you need to protect, is what you start, right? Protect what you start, especially if it's healthy, man. Keep your mindset, focus, momentum going long. Did you start last week? Did you start today? You got to get into that 95% of your brain, man, the subconscious. There are weak minds versus stronger minds. Well, there are weak minds. True. That is true right here, because, if you think about a child, when you raise a little baby girl, a little baby boy in the home that they're raised, if the parents are cool, if the parents are right on, if the parents have some kind of understanding about life, that baby has good chances of good survival in the world. Isn't that true? But if you're raised in a fucked up home, like I was, your chances for survival in the world are very, very slim, very difficult. It is very difficult for people that grew up in environments that were not conducive. I'm talking about healthy environments where they actually taught you things about life. And you didn't have to figure those things out during your teen years or after, but you learned some things because you watched it. You saw your parents, you saw your mom, you saw your dad. They worked, they sat at the table, they set the table, maybe they prayed, but they worked together. They argued, but they worked together, right? They worked together in the foundation. Most homes today, most children. There's a song I was listening to by Tupac. He says he has a song out for his mom. Oh, what is it? I appreciate you. He talked about when his dad left. His dad died. He was a stranger to him. Didn't impact. But the guy was raised by his mom. His mom was there. And this is how most children today are being raised, by single parents. My friends, this whole thing that we're seeing evolving, blooming, exploding before our very eyes is just, even what's happening in our government. Like a bunch of kids that don't know how to use. Who's controlling all of that? There's two kingdoms. I'm not going to get into that here. 26. We got about another few more minutes left on the broadcast. But that was a good point. K6 brought up. If you're going to compare, compare yourself to who you want to be. Compare yourself to who you need to be. If you're going to compare, that's healthy compare. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Are you better today, or did you fuck up? And if you fucked up, admit it, right? Go back, restart, pull the cord, restart your engine, change the oil if necessary, put in a new spark plug. Go forward. Go forward. I want to be excellent, but should I compare myself to others who are better to get better? Comparison is a dangerous thing. It depends on how you're using comparison, right? It depends. It's not completely bad. Comparison isn't bad if you do it with yourself. All right, we're coming down to the end of the wire here. I want to thank those of you. We've had quite a few guests. Shout out to Facebook. Let me see. Or Bookface. Facebook or Bookface, right? I call it Bookface. Shout out to Facebook. Hopefully, I've shared something good, something of value, something that you can take and chew on for Monday, for Tuesday. Again, we're all going through the shits, and I'm a very positive person, but I don't see things getting better for the United States. I don't, man. The only thing that you can do is make this better for yourself. Yep. Because we don't know what we're going to be facing over the next few years because of the carelessness of leadership. Not just in the home, right? We talked about society, children, and people coming up. We see what's coming up. We see the children that are growing up. We see what a lot of them are doing good, a lot of them, but most of them are not. The majority are not. I tell you, man, what's it going to be like if we're here in 5 or 10 years? Anyhow, let's get off of that one. Bad Keith Gaming. You got a question, brother? By the way, I'm in Stockton, California. Stockton, shout out to Stockton, California. Let me see. I want to send out a shout out to Nahil Johnson. Nahil Johnson supported the mission. Jim Umoto supported the mission financially. I appreciate you guys for giving, for contributing. Who else? There was somebody else that gave. But what they do is they give in dollar. A dollar. I don't know why they do this, but and then it's like $36 or $25 or whatever. So thank you, whoever you are out there contributing to the mission. Yeah, we need to get personally. Yeah. Heroes. All right, 30 minutes. We've got 8 visitors online here. Some have gone, some have come. I want to thank those of you for hanging out with me. Hey, here's my number one tip. Actually, I'm going to tell you this. If you've got momentum going on in your life, you want to keep momentum going. By the way, I do offer coaching. I do offer coaching, personalized coaching. If you're interested, you can send me an email on that. Okay? Number one, learn to meditate. Meditate 10 to 15 minutes every day. Meditate for 10 to 15 minutes every day. Find a way to focus on one thing. Meditate. Journal. Use your journal. There's the perspective journal online that you can use. Mind, mouth, power, congruency. Get it going forward. Get it going forward. If you feel like you're going backwards, if you feel like you're getting depressed, if you feel like you're down on yourself, by the way, gambling is a lie. I might have forgotten to say that. Gambling is a lie. If you feel like you're going backwards, begin to create momentum. Okay? Mind, mouth. Talk to yourself. Talk to the journal. Get in front of the mirror if you need to. Take action on something that you know you should take action on. What is it that you're holding yourself back on? Quit being chicken and do it. Take action. Right? Or simply just take action on what works you. Take action on what works you best. What do you mean? Whatever fits your lifestyle, whatever it is that you can do, that you, even if you just do a little bit of it, but it sets you ahead. It gets you ahead in life. It puts you further. All right. So here's my number one tip. Number one tip to help your brain. You ready? Drum roll. Exercise. 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 It helps your brain. Okay. Train your brain, not just your biceps. Train the brain so the brain will train you. That's all I have. 32 minutes. The program is, we're going to just land this helicopter, this life flight. We're going to land it, right? We've already landed. So, okay. Got a few more here. We'll go over this. Santos, I have found that people in general are good. It is a reminder for me to be kind and helpful. Yes, we look for the best in people. We look for the best in people, but we also identify the signs of someone that is trying to do us harm. We identify the signs and we move away from that. We distract ourselves away from that, right? That's what we have to be. In some situations, you can't just get out of that quickly. You gotta work through it, right? Machinery, you gotta work through it. Work through it patiently. Be wise as a serpent. Wise as a serpent and harmless as what? I'm gonna leave you guys hang on that one. Wise as a serpent, but harmless as what? Think about that. What is K6? What does it says? Seek one coaching with Coach Santos. If anyone needs it, he is here to help us. Do the 5. Yes. I don't like exercising. I honestly, I don't like it, but I do it because I know what it does for me. There's a lot of things that I don't like, right? But we do them. Sometimes I don't want to eat. But we got to eat. Right? Somebody said we shouldn't eat to live. We shouldn't live to eat. We should eat to live. Hey, there you go. As a dove. There you go. All right, my friends. Another shout out to Facebook for hanging out. Couple of lyrics here, and we're going to end the broadcast. I see the numbers going down here. We'll be back here, Lord willing, possibly on Wednesday evening. I'm not too sure. We might just keep the Sunday program. That's it. Getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there is no time for regret. Been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. Thank you guys for hanging out. Draw strength from your adversity. And hopefully you got something out of this broadcast. I'll see you at the top on the inside on my very next one. Jim, K6, Bad Keith Gaming, Rich Sapani, The Invisible Men, The Invisible Women, Gabino. Hopefully Gabino will resolve his issues there, get better. And then there was, who else? There was somebody else that climbed on here. Jesse Valdez. There we go. All right, my friends. Till my next one, go out there and make it happen. It takes courage for you to be you. It takes courage for you to follow. From the top, right? From the top, not from the bottom. I will see you on the inside of my next one. Share the broadcast. Leave a comment. A thumbs up helps others also.